Everyone, I am Professor Sushant Mohite, working as a head of electrical department in Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we start the topic number 2 of the electrical power transmission and distribution. The name of the topic number 2, unit number 2 is the transmission line parameters and performance. In this topic, we learn the parameters of the transmission line, then the concept of the R, L and C parameters, then the types of the transmission line, just like a short transmission line, medium transmission line, long transmission line, then the performance of the short transmission line. Okay, then we calculate the regulation and efficiency of the short transmission line. Then we also start the performance of the medium transmission line. In medium transmission line, there are the three parts. The first is 3 methods to find the performance of the medium transmission line. The first one is nominal T method, nominal pi method. Then we also learn the vector diagram and the equivalent diagram of the nominal T network, nominal pi network. Now we start the equivalent diagram of the end condenser method. By using this method, we find the performance of the medium transmission line. Performance of the medium transmission line, like we calculate the regulations and the efficiency of the medium transmission line. Okay. In this method, the location of the entire capacitance of the line is at the receiving end of the line. Okay. So the capacitor which is connected to the receiving end side. In nominal T network, the capacitor is connected in the center of the transmission line. Nominal pi method, the capacitor is connected in receiving side as well as the sending end side. But in end condenser method, the capacitor is connected at the receiving end side. Okay. Then in this method, the VR is the receiving end voltage, Vs is the sending end voltage, R, XL, C is the line parameters, cos phi R is the receiving end power factor, cos phi S is the sending end power factor, then the Is is the sending end current, IR is the receiving end current. This is the circuit diagram of the end condenser method. This diagram, the exam always asks draw the circuit diagram of the end condenser method for 2 marks. Okay. The next is the vector diagram of the end condenser method. Okay. This diagram is same as the nominal. We have already discussed about this diagram in nominal T network, nominal pi network. Okay. So in this diagram, always we consider the reference as a voltage. It's a receiving end voltage. Okay. Then here is the voltage drop which is occurs in the resistor, this one. So because of this resistive voltage drop, here is it's looking as a lagging. Then because of the inductive drop, it looking is a leading, but in 90° above. And the addition of the VR, then the voltage drop in resistor plus the voltage drop in inductor, it's equal to the Vs. Okay. So at the time of this diagram, or which at the time of when we draw this diagram, or when we start this learning of this method, the first we assumed or we considering some points. The first is all line capacitance is connected at the receiving end. So in exam, every time asked draw the diagram of the equivalent diagram of the end condenser method, then draw the vector diagram or phasor diagram of the end condenser method, and write down the assumption. Next is the comparison between the nominal T and nominal pi network of medium transmission line. In nominal T method, it is assumed that the line capacitance is connected at center of transmission line. Then in nominal pi method, it is assumed that the capacitance of transmission line is divided into half of the line capacitance is connected at the receiving end and half of capacitance is connected at sending end. The second point, it is assume that the half of the resistance and reactance per phase are divided in the either side of capacitor, which is in nominal T network. And in nominal pi network, it is assumed that transmission line resistance and reactance per phase is connected in between two half transmission line capacitors. Then in nominal T method, the shape of equivalent circuit is like letter T, hence its name is a nominal T method. The shape of equivalent circuit is like letter pi, hence its name is nominal pi method. Okay, then this is the point 4 is the equivalent diagram of the nominal T method, and in next is the nominal pi method. In this pi method, the equivalent diagram of the nominal pi method. Next, then next is the reason the transposition of conductor. Then what is the meaning of transposition of conductor? Okay, the definition of the transposition conductor, which is always asked in exam, define transposition of conductor with the hello diagram. What is transposition of conductor? Transposition of conductor means exchanging the position of three phases R, Y, B at regular interval. Each phase occupies three different positions consequently on line support as shown in figure. Or transposition of line conductor means changing the position of three phases on the line support twice over the total length of the line. Okay, this is the figure of the transposition of conductor. Okay. In order that the voltage drops are equal in all the three conductors of a three lines, we interchange the position of the conductors at a regular intervals along the line so that each conductor occupies original position of every other conductor over an equal distance. This exchange of position of conductor of three-phase line is called as a transposition. Okay, so in this diagram, the first position, suppose the first position, this one is the first position. Okay, in first position RYB, second position, this one is a BRY, and the third one is a YBR. Okay, then suppose we consider the total length is a L. This one is the total length is the L. So part 1, this one is a L by 3, part 2 is a L by 3, and part 3 is also L by 3. Okay, so we divide it into three parts. Okay, then the next is a why unsymmetrical lines are to be transposed. Okay, when three-phase line is unsymmetrically spaced, means it is which is in not balance, that is the distance between three conductor is not same. Under this situation, the flux linkage and therefore the inductance of each phase is not the same, but the different values of inductance of each phases. The result of this is that drops in the phases are different, and therefore voltage at the receiving end is not the same of all the three phases but different from each other. This is not desirable. To bring the voltage drop in all the three phases to equal value and receiving end voltage of all the three phases be equal, the line is transposed as shown in above. Okay, this is the necessity of the line conductor transposition. Okay, so the reason of the transposition of conductor, due to transposition of conductor, inductance of each line is same, means LA is equal to LB is equal to LC. So drop due to inductive reactance each line is same. So voltage at the receiving end between any two lines becomes the same. So to obtain same voltage in any two line at receiving end, that is the VRY is equal to VYB is equal to VRB, transposition is necessary. Then the radio interference are less due to the transposition. This is the advantages of transposition of conductor. Okay. Once again, the necessity of transposition. Due to transposition of conductor, inductance of each line LA, LB, LC, which is equal. So the drop due to the inductive reactance in each line is same. So the voltage at the receiving end voltage between the two lines is the same, which is already discussed in in previous slide.